And I'm Adam Carolla. That is Dr. Drew. Dr. Drew is a board-certified physician and addiction medicine specialist. Phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. And tonight it is my pleasure to bring into the Loveline studio for the first time Danny Ash. Danny is the most downloaded woman in the world, or at least according to Guinness, she is. She is CEO and founder of Danny's Hard Drive, www.danny.com. And she is a woman that I'm very familiar with because I love big jugs. I love beautiful breasts.
Who doesn't love big jugs?
There's a lot of pussies, like my partner, Dr. Drew.
No, wait a minute.
What?
I didn't say I didn't like. I'm just not obsessed as you are.
You are not a true fan, a true connoisseur like I am.
Come on, don't be such a pussy.
And the thing about Danny is no silicone there. Just beautiful, all-natural woman flesh breasts. Just the way I like it.
They always have been.
I started following Danny's career back in the day when she was doing a little modeling for the likes of Jugs and Boobs and all those good magazines, right back when you had a shorter haircut.
Really, Adam?
Yes.
I had no idea that you even knew who I was.
I was spanking to you years before we ever crossed paths.
Oh, my goodness. I'm so flattered. Thank you.
Then she went on to form you're rich, right, from this whole internet ordeal?
I'm doing very well.
Yeah.
Yes.
You see, Drew? You see what you should have done?
I should have taken my clothes off.
Put some, not your clothes, you idiot. Get some big jugs on that website of yours. Made a few bucks. Now there was some controversy for a while because Cindy Margolis was claiming that she was the number one downloaded pinup girl, and you were claiming you were, and I guess you are now, right?
I am. At the time that I received the Guinness World Record last fall, I received the record for 841 million downloads. At the time, Cindy was holding the record for 7 million downloads.
Oh, yeah, that's nothing. I mean, 13 to 15 million hits a day. A day?
A day.
And what's on there? See, I'm not a computer guy. I'm back to basics, nuts and bolts. I got a few videos, I'm keeping it real. I grab a magazine every once in a while. I don't sit in front of a computer like some Trekkie spanking my meat. I sit there in a dignified
video.
That's
player.
right.
Yeah.
Like a man and beat my meat. But I mean, how does this all work? It's really, Drew, how many hits would you have? Like 10 hits a month on your website?
Not in the hundreds of millions, I guarantee you that.
Right. So what are they tuning in, or what are they punching in for?
Well, there are a lot of reasons. Probably the most obvious is that the United States regulates adult entertainment community by community, city by city, and there are a lot of communities where adult bookstores, strip clubs just aren't available to people. Then there are other places where there may just be a pretty serious stigma about walking into those places, and people are too embarrassed. So when you get online, it offers availability and anonymity, which makes it a perfect vehicle for adult entertainment.
Is your site is not hardcore, or what you would consider hardcore pornography? Mm-hmm. Well, it's very softcore by today's standards.
Mm-hmm. By today's standards, yes.
Right. There's nudity, but there's no men in there. Are there men in there?
No men.
No men.
No. It's really much more focused on nudity, on the women's personalities, on humor. It's more of a sort of a light, bright, human place.
No, it's just the nudity.
Adam, you could be there.
Yeah, I really should be. I'm really a big fan of Danny's, like I said, and her breasts. And I just, you know what? You have a very healthy approach toward your breasts, which is they're big, they're beautiful. Why not share them with the world? And God bless you.
Well, when you grow up with big breasts, and I started developing my breasts at a really early age.
Yeah. How old?
Probably 5th grade is when they started to grow. By junior high, they were embarrassingly large.
Yeah.
And and that attracts a lot of attention. And breasts are really very sexualized in our culture.
That's damn right.
And so it's a very strange thing to deal with, when you're a child. It's kind of, it's a tension you don't know how to deal with.
Yeah.
And I think when I started stripping, it was like all of a sudden, okay, it's very clear if you would like to see my breasts, that'll be $10, please. Rather than, I was always getting into situations
Hold
where
on, is that 10?
Yeah.
Is that 10 a piece or 10 for both?
At the time, a table dance was $10. It was many years ago.
Oh, like to build a time machine, Drew.
But I tried selling real estate, and I was all the time ending up in these situations where I was sitting across the table from some guy who said, I'll list my house with you if.
Really?
People were always trying to get to the breasts.
Yeah, and that's my quest.
It took me a long time to get used to that and learn how to live with it.
So,
how did it make you? How did that make you feel about men?
I think I was kind of bewildered by it. I'm not sure it affected how I felt about men. I've always really liked men.
But I think it would make you kind of angry that you're so objectified and exploited. Even just trying to sell a house to someone.
No, I don't. I'm not sure I ever felt angry about it. Just sort of bewildered and like I had no control over it.
Drew? Let's not try to kill the wood here by tossing in a bunch of big psychological mumbo-jumbo.
No, I'm just curious.
I'm trying to talk breasts here. So in 95, you started the website. Mm-hmm. And like any good story, just a couple of grand and some hard work. But it didn't take more than a year or two before it really got going, did it?
It happened almost immediately. I'd been spending some time in the news groups, and at the time, the internet was so anti-commercial, and it was really kind of in its purest form, where the communication was clear, and everybody was really, actively engaged with each other. There was no spam. There was no commercialism. So the fact that I was in the news groups when there were so few women online the word was just spreading like wildfire. And everybody knew I was building a website. So by the time I launched the site, it was like an overnight success. So I was getting close to 1 million hits a day in the first month.
But was it just you modeling on the original site?
It was mostly just me. It was kind of an extension of my own fan club. And I started building pages for other models that I knew who were friends of mine, girls I'd worked with.
Is your site all big boobs?
It used to be. It used to be mostly big boobs. Now,
bigger boobs? No.
We have all kinds of boobs on the website. I really try to represent women from sort of every corner of the industry, from B-movie actresses to adult film stars, from Penthouse to Pets to Playboy Playmates to amateurs to professional strippers. We kind of cover every corner.
Let me tell you something, Danny. I got to be honest with you. My friend, the Wheeze, he does some editing for the E! channel. He got me this tape with you and a couple of your busty friends on
the boat?
Yeah.
That was a wild one.
Was that around Catalina or something?
We filmed that for Wild on the Beach.
Yeah.
And they cut us out. They told us we were too wild for
Really?
Wild on.
Yeah, well, I got what they cut out.
You did.
Now, there's no sound in it, but that's fine. I mean, it's good times for me.
Made it better, but yeah, I'm sure the video was good.
You take your bikini bottom off, you put it over the guy's head. You remember that part?
Did I do that? Oh, my God, I don't remember that.
Then your hair got caught up in some microphone or something. It was great. Who were those stooges on that boat? How did they get on that boat? Oh, what about the big boob cruise?
Is that what that was?
That was not the boob cruise, but forget all that. I want to know about the boob cruise.
You so need to go on the boob cruise.
I so need to go on the boob cruise.
You really do.
For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, Drew, have I ever brought in the issues? What is it, Score Magazine?
It's Score Magazine.
Have I ever brought in the big boob cruise issue?
You've never shown me this, but you've mentioned it 1,000 times.
All right, I'm going to bring this in because you would not believe it. It is probably 10, 12, 14 very busty women who are on a beautiful yacht with probably the same number of guys, maybe 20 guys, sailing around what looks like the Caribbean and taking pictures.
All you talked about last time you mentioned this is how much those guys piss you off.
Yes. Now, how does one get on?
You could so go.
How does one? Go. When does the boob cruise weigh anchor? Where does it leave from? How does it work? How much money does it cost?
I couldn't answer those questions now. I mean, I know what it was. I did the first 3 boob cruises.
Oh yes.
And I actually couldn't go anymore because my husband couldn't stand it.
You didn't like you on the boob cruise?
Yeah, he really
well,
didn't like it.
if you see the magazine, you could kind of understand why.
Yeah, well, actually, it's very innocent. It really was.
Sure.
It was so much fun. It really was. I'm telling you.
She's like a spread eagle with a bottle in her ass, and there's a bunch of guys from Lebanon taking pictures.
You may have been innocent. I promise you, nothing innocent was going through those guys' minds.
Maybe not in their minds, but their behavior was innocent.
You have any idea what it cost them to get on that cruise?
I remember the first year I did the cruise, there were 5 of us, and there were maybe 30 passengers, and I think they all paid $2,000 plus their own travel costs.
A steal.
To spend a week with us.
A steal.
Yeah, it was not bad.
Drew, you got to see this big boob cruise. Can you put that on your website? Can you put that on your website?
My website?
Put it on yours and get some hits.
Dr. Coop would feel good about that.
All right. Drew is over at our sister station, 91X in San Diego. And
yes, sir.
You got the computer there, Drew?
Yeah, I've already put up line 6 for you.
All right. Let's speak to Matt, who's 16. Matt?
Hey.
What's up?
How you doing?
Good.
Okay, first of all, I'd like to say, Drew, you're really underrated, but I think you're doing God's work, as Adam would say.
Yep.
Thank you, man.
Everyone thinks he sucks.
And Adam, you're probably the funniest guy I know.
Thank you.
Hope to know, or whatever. I have your name on my shoe.
Thank you.
There.
Whatever.
Thank you.
Hey, I do. Okay, well, my question is, when I was at, me and my friends were having band practice like we do like every couple of days or whatever, and we were watching like I guess some porn, and freaking like I wasn't gonna watch it because they do this all the time. I was upstairs and I watched, and it was anal, oral, and vaginal all at the same time. So I thought, hey, whatever, I'm gonna take a look, see at this, and I was looking at it, and I watched for a couple minutes, and I was like, hey, that chick kind of looks familiar. And once I got a good look at the chick, I didn't really say anything out loud, but in my mind I was like, oh my God, that's my best friend's mom.
No, it isn't.
Oh, yes, it is.
No way.
You found out it was?
It was. I was.
How'd you find out?
Huh?
How'd you figure out that who'd you ask to find out if she was doing porn?
Oh, I didn't ask anything. I was watching the porn, and I recognized that was my best friend's mom.
How
yeah,
old?
But maybe she just looked like her.
How old was it?
No, yeah. Well, that's what I was thinking. I was like, oh, I hope that's not really my friend's mom. And then I waited, and they rolled the credits, and it was like her actual name.
It's a damn lie, and you know it. Mrs. Silverstein. Is that what it said? Is that her porn name?
No, this was Down and Dirty Volume 13.
How did you know what her maiden name was?
It was just the same as it was, like right now.
She just went by her first name?
And her married name?
Yeah. Or, I mean, she just went by, like, her normal name.
Yeah, but she's married now, right?
What was that name?
Vienna.
Her first name, that was her name?
Yeah. It was just Vienna. There wasn't, like, any last name.
And how old is this porn?
There was no last name, he said.
Yeah,
so
there wasn't a last name.
That just changed quickly.
Right. Sorry, Matt.
What?
What, did you catch him, Drew?
Yeah, he said it's the same name. It's the same name she has now. I said first name, married name. Yeah, same name she has now. How do you know what her maiden name was? Well, it was her married name. Yeah, there was no last name. I mean, it was just Vienna.
All right. So, full of crap?
Yep.
Well, listen, even if he's not full of crap, there's nothing for him to do, right?
Right.
All right. Dave?
Yeah.
You're 21?
Yes, sir.
What's up?
Well, I'm 21. I'm a paraplegic, and every time I get excited, like I watch a porno, I mean, I ejaculate for no reason. And I also have a 2.5 to 3 inch dick limp, and I imagine it's probably about 4 and 4.5 erect.
Do you feel anything when you ejaculate?
Yeah, I mean, I feel good.
So you have a normal experience, a normal orgasm experience.
Yeah, except
even though you have no feeling below your waist.
I've got a little bit of feeling. My it was incomplete.
I see.
It got cut. My spinal cord got hit at an angle, and I can move my right knee a little bit.
What happened to you?
I was in a hunting accident. I got shot.
Really?
Yeah.
Hunting accident? Who shot you?
One of my best friends.
Oh.
This kid named Willie.
How's he doing?
I don't know. He moved because kids. When I was in high school, I was 14. The kids gave him so much about it. I mean, about him, about this happening. That
Dave, you can't swear on the radio.
Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize.
That's all right.
The kid gave him so much grief that what?
They gave him so much grief that he had to move back to Nashville.
I see. And how did he shoot you?
I took a 22 from him, and I handed him a 12 gauge. And I didn't realize that I didn't take the safety off the 12 gauge. And I was climbing over this embankment to see if, look for any small animals, squirrel, rabbit, anything like that.
Yeah.
And I took a couple steps up the embankment, and the gun went off, and I had to be airlifted to the hospital.
Oh, man. So he got you with a 12 gauge?
Yeah, about 7 feet away.
Less. That's bad times.
God.
Yeah, he nailed me pretty bad.
You're lucky to be alive, right?
I lost a kidney and a spleen. And ever since then, I've been having these difficulties. I mean,
no kidding.
Yeah, I don't know if it's because of the accident.
Well, I understand. What's the difficulty? What is the problem exactly?
Okay, I got I mean, I have a relatively small penis. And, I mean, the accident happened when I was 14, and I was very sexually active when I was 14. There was no
Really?
problems. Yeah.
Son of a bitch. At least you got some in before the 12 gauge went off.
I was 13 when I got my first, And, I mean, that winter is when the accident happened, and ever since then, my sexual relationships haven't been the same. I mean, I have had a wonderful girlfriend, ex-girlfriend. We're still best friends. We talk back and forth. I mean, when we see each other, she lives in Kansas, and when we see each other, it's just like we're back together again.
All right.
Do you have sex with her?
No. It's oral, and I don't know how to explain this on the phone, but it's oral sex, and she also, does the hand thing,
Yeah.
Yeah, she does that.
There are injectable things you can use to sustain an erection after something like this. Yeah.
Okay, well, I've been taking Viagra.
And Viagra will help too. And then have they checked your testosterone levels to make sure that that's all normal?
So you think it might be the testosterone? I could talk.
Well, they ought to check the levels just to make sure that that's normal too.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
You can get implants too, can't you?
Yeah,
I saw a talk show once you get a penis implant.
Penile
Yeah, but not to really change the size.
Really?
Not really. They're implants are for erection. They're not for size.
Well, listen, testosterone's not going to do anything to the size at age 21, is it?
If at 14, if he had some sort of shutdown because of the injury to that area,
that's what I figured. I figured maybe that my body kind of stopped growing to regenerate to help heal the accident.
Well, no, nerves are trophic. Nerves supply nutrition to all parts of your body, muscle and skin particularly. And when the nerves get cut out, they stop growing. That's why your legs are atrophied and that kind of thing.
Okay.
And it's not just the lack of use. They actually are nourished by nerves. Now, that whole area, I've never heard of this, but I imagine that there could be some testicular dysfunction also, and you ought to have your testosterone levels checked.
Oh. I mean, if one of my friends shot me from 7 feet with a 12 gauge, I'd be like, dude. I mean,
dude, you shot me.
Dude, it's a bitch. Oh, man. All right, but at least something comes out of his penis, right?
Yeah, he's in good shape. He has a girlfriend.
And he enjoys it. Well, he had a girlfriend.
He has a decent orgasm. I mean, that's very good.
And he doesn't even have to touch his penis. He just watches porn and stuff comes out of his penis.
You wish that could happen, Adam.
Yeah, you know why? Because I could have 2 hands free for porn.
And it serves your... you could be lazier than you already are.
I could have the Big Boob Cruise 98 and 99 in each hand. All right, Drew, pick another call, would you?
I've only got one up here on the...
Oh, you do? I see. Suzanne?
Suzanne.
Hi.
Hey, you're 16. What's up?
I kind of want to leave my house.
Mm-hmm.
It's because my parents are real jacked up.
What does that mean?
Well, they did...
Wow. Drew, was that you?
What was
that?
No.
Oh, I'll tell you, that hurt so bad.
Is Suzanne here? Suzanne?
Uh-oh. But
Hello?
she's faint.
There you are. There she is.
Okay.
Go ahead. So your parents what does that mean they're jacked up?
I don't know, they're just really, controlling, and, I just can't stand it.
Yeah.
Well, most people don't leave their home unless they're being abused in some way. If they sort of struck you.
That too.
What the kind of abuse you getting?
Well, sometimes my dad hits me.
All right. Well, that's what makes young people leave their home. That's it.
And
there you go.
Yeah, just everything.
Why don't you call Child Protective Services? It's illegal for him to hit you.
Well, because, okay, when I was 12 years old, I got sent to this one place for protective custody, right?
Mm-hmm.
From my brother, and and then I went there for 6 months, and I got it, I went to foster homes and stuff, and then, they just ended up sending me back to where I live now.
Well, your brother was abusing you?
Yeah, too.
Physically or sexually?
Sexually.
And where's he now?
He moved out when I was 15. He lives in Santa Ana, I guess.
Good times. Yeah, he's got himself a nice family, probably abusing some kids.
Well, he's engaged now.
All right. And so are you the only child living at home now?
Mm-mm. I have 2 stepbrothers.
I see. All right. What about your mom? How's she?
Well, okay. First, I'm also adopted. When I didn't find out until I was 15, and then they're so.
Wait, hang on a second. So what is the question? I'm not clear what you're asking us.
I don't know if there's anything else I could do, because So when I said something to the police and stuff about my brother, like, that just kind of screwed everything up.
It's, in other words, going to foster care, getting Child Protective Services to you is a worse option than the situation you're in with your parents.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
How about the Corolla method, which is, I think you're talking about that.
Jack off?
No, that comes later. That's in adulthood.
Oh.
No, the get lots of friends, stay out of the house.
That's
get away
right.
to
Lots
school,
of friends. That's right.
and then get away to school in a couple of years.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I tried to do that, but my parents are, like, really controlling. Like, they're Mormon, and, like, they don't let me do anything outside.
What about appealing to the church? I'm sure there's clergy you could go to.
Well,
and tell them what's happening.
Wait a minute,
Let the church come in around your family and help support you.
You go to high school, right?
Yeah.
Can't you get on the cheerleading team or the drill team or something like that?
I play some sports, but, like, I'm not allowed to do anything outside of church besides water
You know
polo
what?
practice.
You've got to get people from the church involved because they will intervene.
But
You must tell them what's going on.
That's what happened last time. I said something to one of the people, and that's how everything started.
Well, tell them you don't want any of that to go on, and that you want help from the church. And really, go there. I think that's a good place to start.
Well, that's also the thing. I don't really like church.
All right. Well, listen. Just crawl in a box and put it under your bed, and wait till you're 80, and then crawl out and die. I mean, you got to do something. Well, she doesn't like church. I mean, I feel bad for Suzanne. I really do. And I'm sorry for the hand that she was dealt with her stepbrothers and her horrible parents and all that kind of stuff. But unfortunately, there's not a good option here. I mean, right. Bill Cosby's not going to swing by in a Jag, pick you up, and raise you in his palatial Bel Air estate. It's a bad time. And you're 16. The good news is you're not too far from being out of the house. And we say this all the time. Get your grades up. Stay with sports. Stay with your school stuff. Your parents let you play sports at school. You can play a sport every season in school so that you leave for school every morning at 7 a.m. and you come home at 6:30 at night after practice. Then you go in your room and you study and you go to bed and you do the whole thing over again. Meanwhile, a year or so passes, and then you go off to college somewhere far away, and you hate your parents for the rest of your life. You go lesbian to pay them back, pay that Mormon son of a bitch back with the lesbianism, and you have a good life for yourself somewhere in the Bay Area, right, Drew?
Seems to me, too. Do you have girlfriends that you can talk to?
No, we put her on hold.
She on hold?
I mean, she would say her parents don't let her have friends. I think. She's
got to make friends.
It's a bad situation, but I agree with Drew. For once, go to the church and stick with school and stay out of the house and out of your dad's crosshairs.
Apple, and you're listening to Loveline with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew.
Yep, it's Loveline. I'm Adam Carolla. That's Dr. Drew. Dr. Drew is not in the studio tonight. He's at our affiliate in San Diego, 91X. One of the best signals in radio, by the way.
Oh, yeah. They moved. The whole station moved now, though. They lost that wonderful, the last remaining alternative radio station control room.
Oh, yeah, all the wood and burnt orange laminate everywhere.
And sort of hippie scarves.
Yeah.
Draping around.
Yeah, it's weird with radio stations, but the radio studio, you know what it's like? You ever see these MTV documentaries or any of these VH1 shows where they show where these albums were recorded in the studios, and there's a whole bunch of throw rugs everywhere and incense burning and wicker and things, scarves draped around and wall hangings, and you think, what the hell you need all that crap for? Just make the goddamn album. Yeah. But it's important to have some
got to keep the creativity
ambiance.
Flowing.
Yes, set the mood. They don't do that here at Westwood One, do they?
I think this is actually very nice.
No.
This is the nicest radio station I've ever seen.
Danny.
Dump hole, Danny.
Oh, maybe I haven't been to any good radio stations.
Maybe you haven't been to any radio station.
This must be your first radio station.
No, it's not.
Really?
It's not.
There's equipment.
It must be the gleaming presence across the table from you.
Yeah, the big boob fan.
I think Adam's just warming it up for me.
That's what I'm saying.
I'll tell you, you must have come across Minka, the #1 Asian big boob queen.
Yes, I did Minka's first shoot with her.
Number one.
Let me hear a little Minka Anderson, please.
Who is number one?
Does it sound like Minka?
My favorite Minka line is, "They're bigger than your head."
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Number one, Asian big boob queen.
Yep. And, she was a tennis pro at some
She
point.
was, yeah, in Korea.
Yeah, she got out of that.
Don't play
Her
tennis no
coach got her
more.
out of it.
Oh, Drew, you talked right over her
Sorry,
good
do it
drop
again.
there, you idiot.
Don't play tennis no more.
Oh, the one thing I remember about Minka in the shoot that we did, we were in London, and she went to go see Wimbledon because she was very much into tennis.
Sure.
But she made kimchi in her room every night.
Yeah.
She just could not get by without her kimchi. So she was in the room making it, and you could smell it through the whole hotel.
What, and by the way, that kimchi is just a bunch of cabbage fried in
Spicy
lard or
cabbage,
something.
yeah.
What is it with, I mean, maybe coming from the United States, you don't have any particular, I mean, look, I could go to Europe for a month and do without a corn dog.
And not need a hamburger or something.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Yeah. I can eat some Mexican food
It
or
has something to do with
Italian.
being spicy food. You get addicted to spicy food.
Well,
I've gotten addicted to New Mexico green chilies, and I really miss them if I don't get to have them.
You may replace Minka as my number one non-Asian
Really?
big boob queen.
Oh,
Yes.
thank you.
Yes. All right. Drew?
Yep.
You got a screen there, or you want me to take some calls?
No, I'm ready.
All right. Scott?
Hey, guys.
What's up? You're 16.
Yeah. First of all, Adam, I just want to say that you're pretty cool, and your analogies are, the best.
Great. What is up?
Well, I had my first wet dream a little bit ago, or it was actually, I think it was on Sunday,
Mm-hmm.
and ever since then, I'm not in the mood to jack off.
Uh-oh.
And, I've even sat down, tried to,
Ooh.
and I just can't do it. I can't get in the mood to do it.
Dear
What
Lord.
does that mean? I understand. What, you mean the wet dream? You're waiting for the next wet dream, or what?
I don't know. I mean, I've never had a wet dream before.
Well, okay.
Sunday.
Had you been whacking off regularly before the wet dream?
Yeah, every day.
Every day?
Yeah,
For how long?
for a long time. I'll miss a couple of days, I guess, for at least
Sure.
a couple of years.
He
Right.
was sick. He was sick a few days.
Spring of 96, he'd got a compound fracture of his right wrist. He was down. He missed 3 days for that. But luckily, he soaked the cast off. The doc shot it up with Novocaine. He was back on the circuit just a couple of days. Then there was the flood of 98, took out the house. That was tough. You guys had to stay in the YMCA for just a couple of days, and that threw you out of the
I
rhythm.
go to the bathroom, so
Oh, I see.
Are you
All
on
right.
medication?
no.
Well, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
This God just threw you a little curveball. That's all. You got to
think
get
that-
back on track.
Do you think that it even has anything to do with the wet dream?
No, I
You
don't.
not being able to whack off?
Yeah.
No, I think it does now because psychologically you're clinging to it.
Yeah.
You know? Hey, listen, wet dream is great. I love it. Danny, you ever have a wet dream?
I have, actually. Well, not exactly wet, but I've
But
had
you-
erotic dreams, sure.
You've had orgasms in your sleep,
yes.
right?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, I've had those too.
They're nice.
Not anymore, Adam. Come on.
No, because when
No
you
semen left.
Yes, when you basically empty your scrotum sac every night before you go to bed, not only empty, but just wring it like a bar
Maybe,
towel.
maybe your body just doesn't need to masturbate right now.
No. See what
It's doing it on its own.
wet dream is God giving you a hand job. He's saying, "Look, you haven't gone at it for a while, son. It's time to relieve you." Tyler,
Yeah.
you're 18.
Yep.
What's up?
Yeah, I was in the past couple days. I've been thinking about getting my penis pierced.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Well, I was gonna pierce it 4 or 5 times on each side, and there's curved barbells, and just do it underneath the skin.
Wouldn't you want
Why?
to start with one first?
Well, yeah, but the thing is, I was thinking it'd be I don't know, it'd just be really cool.
Were you going to do this yourself?
Yeah, probably.
Really?
What?
Ooh.
Well, my friend, he did his on the foreskin, and he said it didn't hurt.
Yeah, but listen, the foreskin is like an earlobe on your Johnson. Of course it doesn't hurt. It's when you get into the main body of the unit, that's where the pain comes in.
You will regret this.
Well, I was just
Especially if you lose your penis, which is what can happen.
That's right. That's right. You can go working on it, can go squirting out like a bar of soap out the window, land on the back of a flatbed truck bound for Missouri. You'll never see it again. Is
What
that what
will
you're talking about,
happen
Drew?
is you will get infected, and that'll be that. I mean, that will be very serious.
What if I get it professionally done?
Well, you want some freak handling your junk and charging you for it? I mean, listen, Screwball, you're 18 years old. Don't do this. You will regret it. believe me, you will be smarter than you are now 5 years from now, and you will regret it. And by the way, when he is smarter than he is now, he will be raised up to the level of retard.
Yes. Yes.
He will.
Now he's insulting to retards.
That's right. That's right.
The thing about piercings, though, is you can always take them out.
No, but not if you ram something through an artery or something. I mean, you could destroy something
If
down
it's done
there.
professionally and there's no harm done, you can always take it out.
Well, but understand, professionally, what does that even mean?
Yeah, I mean, you think these guys are board certified doctors?
I don't know. I've never had a piercing.
You ever seen these piercing guys?
I know lots of models that have piercings.
You know
now.
the piercing.
There's no control on that procedure. None. I mean, there are people that do take it very seriously and have proper sorts of really apprenticeships for it, but there's no way to know. It's not a controlled procedure. They can do anything they want.
Look, after you get whatever you want to put in your penis, do you really think you're going to be happy? Or is there...
So I had my tongue pierced.
Drew.
I was bored, so I put a spear through my penis.
Please, Drew, you're ruining my point.
Well, you know what it's for.
Yeah, but...
What's it for?
For what?
It's for, it's much more pleasurable for the woman.
Much more?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I've heard. I've never experienced it myself.
We've never talked to somebody who actually confirmed that.
I've heard it from people.
Who've actually experienced it.
Yes.
Who said that? Minka?
It wasn't Minka.
I don't believe it. It's people trying to sort of a lot of bravado and stuff, because when you actually nail them down, it's like, oh no. It was exciting because it's sort of exciting to have that, but the actual experience makes no difference.
Well, plus, when you see a guy who's gone through the trouble of actually sticking a spear through his penis and then getting on you and then saying, well, what'd you think, baby? Most of the time you'll go along and go, oh, yeah, that was worth it. I mean, it's a slap in the face of the guy to tell him it wasn't any better or it was worse than without. All right. Drew?
I don't know from experience. I have heard that, though.
Caitlin?
Yeah?
What's up? You're 13.
I'm 13, and I just want to say hi, you guys. You guys are great.
Thanks.
See you guys every night. My breasts have been numb for about 5 days, maybe, and I have no clue what's going on.
Numb?
Yeah. Like, I was, making out with my boyfriend the other day, and I was being felt up, and I couldn't feel it.
You didn't know his hand was there?
No.
Maybe.
Did not know his hand was there.
I don't know. The only way I knew was I looked down.
Did it feel like your boobs fell asleep?
I don't know. I just didn't feel them. It just scared me just a little bit.
Danny, have your boobs ever fallen asleep?
No, I can't think of a time when they've ever fallen asleep. Although I don't have a lot of sensitivity in my nipples, I think, and I was told by a doctor it's because my breasts are so large that the nerve is sort of stretched out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
I know,
sad
very
thing.
sensitive nipples. Drew, I was just rubbing one of them with my big toe across the console. She didn't even know it. It was great.
Caitlin, if you put your hand on there now, would you feel something?
A little. Just a little bit.
Were you sexually abused at one time or something?
No, I wasn't.
Did you have good feeling a week ago and then lost it?
That's kind of what happened.
Did they change in size or shape?
No, they didn't. That's really weird, because, I asked my mom, because she's, kind of like a doctor, sort of, and she had, I went to the doctor, and he didn't know exactly what was going on, so he told me to, wait a week, and they're just, getting a little tiny bit better, but, it's really weird.
Huh. That's very interesting.
That is weird.
Drew, can you think of anything?
Not without, no.
All right.
And not without there being other kinds of experiences, like some other sorts of neurologic or dermatologic or endocrinologic problems. So no chance you're pregnant, is there?
Huh? No.
Oh, okay. I beg your pardon.
Well, he was feeling you up. We don't know what base you got to.
No.
You're not having sex?
No. I'm not going to do that until I'm married.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, geez, you're 13. You're getting felt up. You're off to a flying start. I mean, you better hope you get married at 14 and a half. Really? You think you're going to hold out until you're married with the...
I'm positive. I'm not going to be like the rest of my sisters.
Ooh.
What happened to your sisters?
What's up with them?
Huh?
What's up
What
with your
happened to them?
sisters?
Well, I've got 3 older sisters, and so they're they lost their virginity early.
Mm-hmm.
And what happened to them?
Oh, they just did it on purpose, just to make my mom mad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, where's Dad?
My mom kicked him out of the house because he came home drunk one night, and he threw my sister up against the wall.
Yeah.
You sure your dad never did anything weird to you?
I'm positive.
Yeah. Seems like there's more going on here than just the sleepy breaths.
There is a lot going on, but but it's a fairly discreet and sort of reproducible symptom. I mean, it went to sleep all of a sudden and hasn't come back.
All right.
Very interesting.
My balls fell asleep once during a foreign film.
Huh.
Yeah, subtitles.
What language was it
Put
in?
them right out. I think it was French.
French. Yeah,
Not
that'll
sure.
do it to you.
Not sure. All right, shall we take a break, Drew?
Yeah.
Did we help her at all? No.
'Cause we have no answer for that.
No. All right. What are the chances she stays a virgin until she's married, by the way?
She's had it pretty determined.
I don't know. All those slutty sisters, 13 years old, boyfriend feeling her up, boobs asleep.
Abusive dad.
Yeah. All right. I wish her well.
Gent, Jugs, D-Cup.
Oh, yeah, D-Cup. Yeah.
Remember Bust Out?
Yeah. Busty.
Busty Beauties, of course.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think, what are the big boob ones? Where the Fox used to be a big boob magazine.
Fox?
Yeah, it's now a porn star magazine. It used to be a big boob magazine.
All right. Yeah. Drew, never a big boob guy, huh?
Not with the same passion that you have.
Yeah. Well,
I feel humbled.
Yeah.
Gay are you?
Some guys got it, some guys don't, you know. Dave?
Yeah, how's it going?
You're 27.
Yes, I am.
What's up?
Well, first want to say, Adam, you're hilarious. You guys complement each other perfectly.
Whatever.
Thank you.
My question's for Drew. I've been a chronic pot smoker for 13 years, pretty much 3 times a day. And what happened is I quit now, and I'm having very, very bad distortion problems with my vision. And you guys there?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're listening.
All right, cool. It sounded like you cut off.
Are you taking anything else? Are you taking any medication?
No. You know what? That was my drug of choice.
Yeah, but are you doing anything? You increased your drinking or done anything else recently?
No, I was never a big drinker, and this is...
Why'd you stop smoking pot? Why'd you stop?
What's that?
Why'd you stop?
I quit because getting married in about a month here, and my fiance said, say it's pot or me, you know, so I made the decision. And when I quit, that's when I realized...
if you really are intent on stopping, you've got to get involved with MA, because the probability of you going back approaches 100%, or switching to something else.
Well, it's a little over 100%, isn't it?
The hell out of me now. You know what's been happening to me is like caffeine. It won't affect my body anymore.
Well, that's because you're anxious all the time now. I mean, when you get off pot, you get very depressed, very anxious, all kinds of sleep disturbances.
That's what I'm seeing a psychiatrist, and that's exactly
good.
what he told me. But
Good.
he put me on Ativan. And,
listen, the Ativan is to help you.
Me, but I understand. But you grow tolerant to that.
The Ativan is to get you. The Ativan is to detox you from the pot, but it is profoundly addictive. You need to get involved in a 12-step program, or you will not stay sober.
Drew,
That's the way this disease works.
I put him on hold because you guys were speaking simultaneously all the time, every time. And I think weed throws off your internal metronome, too.
Evidently.
You know?
Yeah.
Okay. But what about the vision things?
It could be the Ativan.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he shouldn't be taking that. I mean, it's okay for detox for a few days, but he's now 3 months off. I mean, he's going to be addicted to Ativan. He's going down the wrong path. It's good that he's being supervised, but this is not the way to do this. The most important thing about the supervision is that the first 6 months after somebody stops smoking pot for a long time, they've been smoking 10 years like this guy, he will get really depressed, and sometimes they kill themselves.
Okay, so he should talk to a psychiatrist about getting off the Ativan?
No, he should talk to a psychiatrist about that and start going to MA immediately.
Oops, sorry.
Uh-oh.
Lori?
Uh-huh.
You're 18?
Yeah, I have all these little pink dots on the insides of my thighs, and I was wondering what that might be.
Well, one could be your vagina, right, Drew? The big one?
Sure.
And the other could be just a little heat rash, maybe? A little chafing going on down there?
Just folliculitis, something like that. I mean, that's just...
So they've been there a while, and I was thinking maybe it was like warts or something.
No, it's just folliculitis. That really is something completely normal. She has to keep maybe some scrub, some antibacterial scrub, but that's it.
Are you a big gal?
Well, we switched to Gary now.
Oh, well, what happened to Lori? I want to know if she's a big
that's
gal.
like saying, oh, no, we put him on hold then.
All right. Well, Jesus, Drew, slow down over there. Lori? You a big gal?
No.
No? Thighs don't rub together when you walk?
No.
You're fat. Is it on the
Drew,
inside?
please.
Is there anything on the outside of the thighs or on your shoulders?
No, there's only about 5 of them, like 3 on one leg and like 2 on the other, and they've been there at least 5 months or so.
All right.
They're red bumps?
Yeah.
Do they have anything in them?
No, I don't think so.
All right. Well, maybe she should see a dermatologist then.
Maybe just any doctor, because I have no idea what you're describing. Warts are flesh-colored.
All right. Drew, what are you eating over there, buddy?
Nothing.
Seriously. What are you? Trail mix? Peanuts?
Peanut.
Gary, you're 18. What's up?
Yeah, my girlfriend is threatening to commit suicide if I go to the military.
Mm-hmm.
See, I'm getting drafted in a couple days, and
Drafted?
yeah, I'm getting sent to boot camp.
Yeah. Where are you calling from? Israel?
No.
We don't have a draft over here.
No, I'm getting.
You signed up?
Yeah.
I see. You have to report.
I got recruited to.
How do you figure that's a draft? You know what drafted means?
No.
All right, well,
I guess not.
Cut the guy a break through.
Wow.
You signed up to go in the Army, right?
I signed up to go in the Marine Corps.
Okay.
And my girlfriend's threatening to kill herself, and she's also pregnant with my kid.
I see. All right.
I don't know what to do. She told me not to. She gave me an ultimatum: go there, and she'll kill herself, or stay here and be with her, my kid.
And she'll slowly kill you.
Right.
Okay.
Listen, when people threaten suicide, you take them very seriously. You call the police, you call a doctor. They need to be somewhere if they are threatening harm to themselves.
Where are
and
you?
Yeah. Go ahead. If she's BSing, then that's completely inappropriate.
Where are you going? Where's your basic training?
I'm going to 29 Palms, California.
Oh, good times. Yeah, old people, desert, and date shakes.
Won't they run into our friends from boot camp?
Yeah. Oh, my God, those guys. All right, let's hear those guys. Do we have them? Do we have the boot campers?
You got another question, weirdo? Bring it up. Hurry up. Hurry up. Bring it up. Get out of my face right now. Push, you nasty thing. We want to puke.
Yeah.
I love those guys. I love them.
That is going to start when you step off the bus and not end.
Get on your knees, scumbag.
So, Gary.
Yeah.
Why don't you tell her that you obviously have to honor your obligation to Uncle Sam because it's probably a criminal offense if you don't show up, and that you go through your basic training, and then you guys get put together when you're finished with your basic training and get married, you have a kid, and you do what all those other Marines do.
And you don't take any of her threats lightly. If she says, I'm going to kill myself, you take appropriate action.
Okay. We're going to take a break. Danny Ash is our guest tonight. #1 big boob queen. She's the #1 downloaded person on the internet.
#1 Asian big boob queen.
And we'll be back after this.